Guys, the sun is up again, and I think I'm ready to do another episode. And in this episode, I would like to have us come through here and build a system for sucking up the gases before we go and smelt too many more ores. It's not that urgent. Unfortunately, until we have steel, we're not going to be able to build a tank. But I think we can set up a system that'll allow for us to build a tank. We'll probably plop it out here. Let me come over here and grab some frames and some sheets. And I didn't make any pipes. I kind of want to show you guys what I'm making the whole time. But while the power is up, I want to come over here to our pipe bender. And we're going to make a gas canister. I already put some iron in here. I smelted some things through the night as best I could with the... Stop. Okay. Come back here before you roll away. Put him in there. And we're going to want a gas canister storage, because that's where we'll put the tank that will fill up. Whoa. Watch out. I think they will hurt you if they come out and hit you like that. But we're going to want an active vent, which I think we're going to need some more stuff. Yep, we'll need gold and copper, which I have right here. Oops. Okay, put that in, and we're going to want one active vent for now. Good enough. And then we should have some pipes, so I don't think we're going to need any pipes. So this should be, other than we might not have enough floor, we might need some more frames. We should have a bit of pipe. Yep, right over here. Great. So down the road, I don't think it matters too much, but our gas storage area is going to be back over here somewhere. So what I want to do is probably just put this thing on this side. There's a chance to empty this thing out. I would run just pipes all the way over there rather than 15,000 canisters. So, but in the meantime, let's lay down these. So I'm going to want to fill in the walls, and we're going to want a wall here, here, there, and there. All right, very good. So now the next thing, we probably want a place to put all this stuff. So if I put one here, I might as well just make this a official walkway since it's kind of low anyhow. And let's get the flare out of there before we... Oops. I think we're done with this. Flares are kind of nice. They don't... they don't seem to ever run out, so I don't know. Provide some light. It's not enough light to do a YouTube video, but it's enough to get by when you're running around. So in any event, if you notice, I did level out some ground, and I also distracted myself, but I also straightened this out. I leveled out a bunch of this and just got this stuff over there kind of out of the way from where we'll build. And so I'm going to get these sheets, and we need to weld up some stuff just so we can walk on it. Turn it on first. Alright, I'll turn it off. So, what we want to do is we want to have an active vent in there. Might as well go put that down next, just so we know exactly where we want to line it up. Now, I'll probably put a chest in here somewhere, or a locker. Maybe we'll put the locker over in this corner. Well, I want some place I can easily see it and turn in. Probably there is going to be the best place. We'll just not put this active vent right in that corner. So we want the big plus facing over this way, which it is. So we should be able to attach a pipe. Yep. Oh, yeah, this gets a little tricky. If you go the right distance away, you can usually get it. There we go. So now let's go, well, Hey, we'll go back outside. Let's get the piping done first before we worry about the wires. So now as we come out here, again, this is sort of all a bit temporary, so I'm not too worried. In order to put a tank, we're going to need a little more room than that. Maybe the tank would end up, I think the tank would fit there, but I know it would fit here. So what we want is, it doesn't matter that this is, like the tank flows both ways. Like, in other words, it's all just part of this pipe system. So even though it's going into here, really what we want to do, sorry, come up here, get rid of that real quick. Come here. We'll just put a corner on here. I don't think we need a T. Oh no, you know what? We'll put the T on because down the road, if we run our pipe out of here, we'll run it off of that T. Why not? All right, so now what we want, and I didn't make it yet, is a pressure regulator. So that way we don't end up blowing up this tank. The pipes, or I'm sorry, the canister, the pipes and the, what do you call it? Sorry, I'm doing two things at once. Let's do pressure regulator first. So we'll make this pressure regulator. So the tanks and the pipe, like the official tank, not a canister, they can handle like 60 or 70,000 psi, or at least at one point, a whole bunch, you know, compared to the canister can only hold 10,000, and that's the wrong way. So there we go. So now we cannot attach this guy directly, not that we would want to anyway. So we'll put a corner on here and turn it up. And then we'll come here and try to figure out which way this guy needs to be flipped. Hey, not too bad, huh? That looks right. Yep, there we go. So we can just, because we have it, get it out of our inventory, put the tank right there. So now what we need to do is get power to this guy. So pipes won't spill out. So this shouldn't, we don't need a valve on here or anything. The only reason to put a valve on a pipe is so that you can turn it on and off when it's connected on the other side. So it should be fine to just leave this like that until we get a tank set up over there, which we can't do until we have steel. So now let's come over here and get some wire going, and we'll just run this right on in there. And I guess the closest, yeah, I don't want to connect up there. That would cause a explosion if we tried to connect right up there, possibly anyway. All right, so that's connected, and we'll just run this into the room as best we can. It's getting dark already. Didn't take very much. We didn't do very well in terms of, there we go. You can see the wire's yellow. I don't know if you guys can see that, but and we're going to need power to this guy anyway. So this is working out pretty well, almost like I planned it that way, right? And we'll put a corner on here. And another one here. And then we'll cut this guy off. And we'll put a three-way. And we'll put another corner, oops, on that guy. So now we have power to the vent. We have power to that regulator. Now what we do have to watch out is, let's go set the regulator, which means in the red crate here, we have this labeler. So let me take that out of my hand. And what I like to do usually is we'll come over to 5, and I like to just put that in my jumpsuit along with a spare cereal bar. So we'll just put that other cereal bar in here. And so that way it's just sort of out of the way, but we always have it on us on those occasions that we need it. So what I'm going to do is come here and the labeler back out, turn it on, and if you press it right at the knob there where it says set, you can just type in the pressure. Otherwise, it would take you forever to get up to 10,000. So there we go. So that should fill that up to 10,000 kPa, which is like a 10 MPa. And I'll turn that guy back off and put him in his new home. And we can close that. So that is really kind of it for right now, other than we need to come in here and weld all this stuff up. But it's really, I'm surprised I didn't, more videos. I don't see people do this because I hear something beeping, but I don't know what. When you think about this, you know what, we should probably just double seal these up. I don't know if we have enough, but we should have enough iron even if we don't. So again, this is probably the first time I sealed one up like that. That makes it airtight, even if something's going through it. Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't put our door on, so it's not quite that simple. But we got the door kit, which is really not that much anyhow, to be honest with you. So we only got 9 left. I don't think this is going to be enough, so we'll have to seal this guy up. Seal this guy. Well, these guys don't need as much because they already got the cross members. I think we're going to be 1 short. Isn't that the way life works sometimes? That's all right. We have the technology. We can make another one. I think we probably even have the stuff right in here. Find a recipe, iron sheets. Yep, plenty. Make a few extras just in case. Yeah, see, we got to put one up top there. By the way, I ran the wires for building stackers when we get to that point, because sitting here doing this is a bit annoying. All right, that's probably enough. It's not that I won't need them in the future. It's just that we're just, until we get everything set up where we got a good system. Look at that, we got more iron in there. Okay, so let's turn this. Oops. What did I just do? Okay. There we go.
Hello, Station Engineers. We're here, and I would like to do a new series on the channel.
Sorry, my video apparently starts up. I just got a new video editor. I've been struggling with getting videos made, and it's just been taking forever. That just took like a fraction. I expected it to take 2 hours, and it's already done. I had pretty much started it up. It took 20 minutes. Well, I don't even know if it's been 13 minutes since the video started, so it's not even that long. All right, so there we go. Sorry about that interruption, but I'm happy. All right, so another thing we're going to need is power over to a door right here. So let's switch back to, well, let's go get the door. Otherwise, I'll end up running it to the wrong place. And we should have 2 door kits that are intended for your needing to do the greenhouse right away. And why don't we have a door kit here? There they are. Kit door. So we're going to come over here. So it means we'll have to make another one if we go to do it on the greenhouse, but it's okay. And we'll put it this way. And let's get that out of our hands and get the crowbar so we can open it back up. Get the wire out. All right, so there's power. It goes right here. And let's spin that around. Probably break into there, but I don't know. It's not that big a deal. And we'll just turn here. Again, like I said, this is all kind of temporary. Do we have enough? Yes, we do. All right, so let's go that in there. Get this. Cut that off. Probably just put that away. All right, there we go. So our door has power. So what we can do is come in here, Close the door, turn on the vent, and make sure the vent is set to outward. So whatever atmosphere comes into here will get sucked in and put into that pipe. So if we open the door for a second, come back out here, we can turn this guy on, and so whatever comes in will go into there. So even though it's nighttime and we run the risk of running out of power, I am going to grab that, and let's do something else we haven't done yet. Put that away. And if I come here, we have this tablet. And if we hit R, we don't have any cartridge in the tablet. So I'm going to come over to here where I think we put these away, and I'm going to look for Atmosphere Analyzer. And then I'm going to go stick that into where it says cartridge up here. Boom. So now we have this, the handheld has turned into an atmospheric analyzer. So if we hit E and R, turn this guy on, you'll see there's no atmosphere in the world. But if we come back into here and we close this and we turn on, here, let's turn it on without this being on. So we turned our active vent off, right? And I'm going to hit this, and the world, like, stuff should start coming out of there, especially if we have it all sealed up, right? Which I don't see any holes. Is it going to make a liar out of me or what? Why are you not putting out pollution, Mr. Arc Furnace? That's pretty bizarre. That should definitely be putting out some pollution. Let's see if we turn this guy back. Yeah, why is that not? Let's see if we open the door again. No. We have some gold here. Oops. How's our... Oh, our battery's dead. Ah, shoot.
Filter low.
And we don't have a filter. Alright, well, this wasn't the best time to do this, was it? It certainly should have put out some pollution, though. I don't really understand why it didn't. Okay, the sun's about to come up, so we'll just leave this go for a minute. Yeah, that's really weird. I might want to restart the game, because it should definitely be putting out something, you know? Yeah, and by the way, this is why you want to have a spare battery. Look at this, is already down to yellow. We could probably even turn some of this stuff off in case it's on. Yeah, look, that's already down to red. Nothing's even running. Oh, those, you know what? I have this pressure regulator on. Let's turn that off. Now we can come back here. Let's... Nah, nothing. It's not like anything went into the pipe or anything. It just didn't create something, and that's really... Like I said, I may end up trying to restart the game here. Let's switch this. Put this guy back in here. Now this is turned off, so... Is this one dead already? No, that one's on. There we go. So now we have the sun, so we're charging, and this one's already charged up, so... What I'm going to do is turn this on till at least this flashes, and then we'll put this in here. And then that way, this guy will start charging up. And we should be good once with those 3 solar cells, even charging this battery. Let's come in here again. I'm a little bit mystified as to why we're not putting out any... Close the door. It's not that urgent. Obviously, we could be smelting without this. Let's turn this off, turn it back on. Oh, there it goes. Look. But it's not... I can see particles. Is it just not putting out much? Well, let's switch and put some gold in there. Gold always puts out a bunch of stuff. No, it's not putting out stuff. I mean, even if it wasn't... I think we discovered a bug, and here's why I say that. I just saved it after we quit, and I tried something, and then I came back to the same save. So we're in here, and let me turn this guy back on. We don't have any atmosphere, right? So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to bust this wall, right? And all of a sudden now we have stuff. So I'm going to come back here, 0, boom, and I'm going to close that. And then, oh. Now if you notice, the temperature's rising, and the door's open, so let me close the door. I'm going to turn this guy on. Let me open the door real quick and come back out here. I don't want to blow this pipe up, which doesn't take too long if you don't have any kind of a tank on there. So now we're going to come back in here, and I can see the air is going. Let me get rid of this guy, and we'll come back to our analyzer. There you go. So we have, temperature. Now, the reason we're not burning up is because there's very little pressure in the room. So you can see it's even kind of sucking it down, but it's sucking it over into that square there and sucking it out into our thing. So yeah, I don't, some kind of bug, but there you go. I thought I'd show you how I fixed it. Something affected that square somehow. So let's leave here for a minute, because I think even in the higher temperature, it does affect things. So if we come over to here, you'll see we're actually collecting some stuff. So this is going to fill up relatively quickly as we do, too much. So we're definitely going to want to get some steel right away. So let me turn this guy off, put him away. I don't really need to run that light when we're out here. And there you go. So we are, in any event, well, let me just turn that back on. One more second. What I wanted to really point out, what we're really going for here is, we don't get much of it, but see how we have CO2? And by the way, different, if we were doing iron, we would get possibly more CO2. So, but we are getting N2 and O2, if you notice, off of the gold that we have in there. Gold's a little bit different. We're actually getting H2. So I think when you do iron, you get even more. So, but in any event, so as we do things, again, this is not meant to be a permanent thing. We will have a nice setup for, at least we're collecting the gas off of it for now. And we'll have some CO2 once we get ready to do our greenhouse. And I feel like we're not wasting a relatively precious resource. So there you go. So another thing that happened, yelled at us a little bit earlier, we might as well take care of this. If we come over to the pipe bender, it said canister low. So you come over here and you make a CO2 filter. And we'll have to put that in our backpack. And let's go to 3. So see how that filter's low? Now this one's also a little bit low. So what I like to do is switch this one out and then go to this one, just so that that first one always gets drained, unless the second one's empty, like in that case. Is this a deep hole? Deep enough? So we'll hold Q for a second and throw it down in the hole. So that'll be our place to store those. I'm not sure if, I guess there's a recycler later on in the game. We should be able to get that and get it going. So, well, there you go. That is what I wanted to accomplish in this episode, is collecting some gases for future use. And we don't have a filtration system, but we're not really that far off. We could come up with a simple filtration. But I think our next project will be to set up an area to get some steel. If we come into this electronics printer, and one of the big things we want that would really change our lives is this battery, but we need 20 grams of steel for that. So if you notice, I already have lined up some iron. You need 3 iron and a coal. So we'll be able to do 2 sets of steel. We'll be able to throw 150 steel in plus a coal, another 150. The other thing I have is some lead. because we're going to need some solder if we want to make, and this is a pretty important thing to the power controller. I know you guys probably can't see that, but trust me, you need 3 solder in order to make one of those power controllers. So as we get these other areas, it's really nice to be able to, have a few more of these power controllers to use. We can do one for the greenhouse. We can do one for this. We can do one for the, one for the furnace area. So, and the truth is that it takes like a higher pressure and temperature to do the steel. And as it's cooling down, you can throw this lead in there. So I have 2 iron and 2 lead that I can put in there. I just put the lead down here so I wouldn't confuse it with my coal.
Power low.
All right, power low. Let's take care of that while we're here. I'll grab this, switch it, switch it, switch it. Well, there we go. So this is so that's shut off in there, and we don't have any extra stuff. So let me see. I'll make a plan for. I might have to go get a little bit more iron, though I do have some right there. And we'll just go out here and I'll figure out where I want the platform for our smelting area. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I hope it was a little bit educational. It wasn't the most exciting episode in some ways, but we found a bug, and we've got our gases being collected. So I hope you have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.